As humans take pleasure in different things. I even think sometimes that the reason why aliens do not visit us is that they think we are all just silly humans whose happiness depends on the otherworldly things, instead of coming from within ourselves. In fact, some people spend millions on things they think are worth more than their original price because of their rarity. And then here's another type of person who loves collecting rare items like Pokemon. They feel joy in possessing these items, and I am not here to judge them for that. In fact, we are going to take a look at some of the collectible items that are worth a fortune. So, I welcome you to Class Act Luxury Channel, where we will be talking about the world's most luxurious things. This is your luxury girl for all seasons, and today we will talk about the 15 things that are worth the most on the planet. If you wish to delve into the world of luxury, hit the subscribe button so we can keep you updated with more of our videos. Let's begin. Number 1. Levi's Jeans. Last October 1st, a pair of Levi's jeans from the 19th century was sold at an auction to Kyle Hoppert and Zip Stevenson, tagged at $87,400. This pair of Levi's has a printed slogan inside of the jeans that say, "The only kind made by white labor," which was a slogan used in 1882's Chinese Exclusion Act. The slogan was halted in printing in the 1890s, hence the confirmation of the jeans' rarity and vintage status. Before this pair of Levi's ended up in Hoppert and Stevenson's hands, it first belonged to Michael Harris, who found this pair in an abandoned mine. Surprisingly, this pair of jeans is still in a good condition and can still pass the fit check. Number 2. Blue Empress. It is a fact, diamonds are a girl's best friend, especially when it is a 14-carat pear-shaped blue diamond surrounded by several smaller diamonds set in an 18K white gold necklace. Yes, that Missy is definitely my bestie. The necklace made its first appearance in Harrods department store in London in the year 2003, hoping to sell it as a Christmas gift, but it attracted more attention than it has to. Blue Empress's original selling price was $16 million. But as it continues to attract the attention of several diamond collectors or businessmen, the price may go higher due to bidding. Number 3. Honus Wagner. Sports cards are collectible cards for fanatics. But owning one of the 50 to 60 printed T206 Honus Wagner baseball cards will catapult your fan status to heights. The T206 cards are regarded as the Mona Lisa of sports cards due to their extremely high value. But why is it exactly rare though? The fact that there are only 50 to 60 copies printed in 1909 by the American Tobacco Company is enough to drive the value of a T206 Honus Wagner card. Last year in August 2021, a T206 was sold at an auction for $6.6 million, which was a record holder for being the most expensive sports card sold. But just this year, it was broken. Plus August year 2022, another T206 Honus Wagner card was sold for $7.25 million. Number 4. Rarest Coin. We often see advertisements of people who are willing to buy a coin produced in a certain year with an amount larger than its denomination. At first, I didn't understand why, but now I think I do. This is a 1933 double eagle that sold for $18.9 million in an auction. Why? Because it was the last US gold coin before the mint melted all the other 1933 double eagles. It was a strategy to get rid of the gold standard and stabilize the American economy. Number 5. Painite. I bet you hardly heard of the painite when talking about precious gemstones. The most common stones in existence are diamonds, emeralds, rubies, and sapphires. Personally, my favorite is the emerald. I don't know, they just look so posh. How about you? What is your favorite gemstone? Painite is the rarest gemstone ever discovered. It is a borate mineral native to Myanmar and was discovered by Arthur C.D. Payne in the 1950s. A single carat of this rare mineral costs around $50,000 to $60,000. I think Miss Monroe should have changed the lyrics to "Painites are a girl's best friend." Number 6. The Caviar of the East. Asians are known for their unique and savory delicacies. To prove that point, here is a caviar of yeast or a bird's nest soup. The main ingredient in the soup is obviously a bird's nest made by the swiftlets, a type of bird native to Southeast Asia. In making the nest, the main substance used is a bird's saliva, which is pretty weird for some. But for Asians, especially Chinese, its medicinal use has been proven for centuries. Because of its rarity, a bowl of it costs $100. Number 7. Gutenberg Bible. Long ago, education was a luxury reserved for people with power. What I meant by power is, well, money. People with money during the early days are granted such power over a territory. So, people who can read are obviously the wealthy ones as well. The Gutenberg Revolution is an era that started in 1455, after the first book was printed by Gutenberg Printing Press. And that book was the Gutenberg Bible. There are only 49 Gutenberg printed Bible copies existing to this day. It is not a surprise that a copy of the ancient Bible can go up to $35 million. Number 8. The Amazing Fantasy number 15. On September 9, 2021, a record was broken in the most expensive comic book to be ever auctioned. This is The Amazing Fantasy number 15, introducing Spider-Man, written by Stan Lee and Steve Ditko, with illustrations by Jack Kirby, sold at a tag price of $3.6 million at Heritage Auctions. The original price of this gem when it was first released in 1962 was just 12 cents. And who could have guessed that this could go up to millions? Number 9. Shakespeare Signatures. Shakespeare is one of the icons in English literature that we look up to. Everyone was captured by his poetic advances and intellect that touches human emotions. Despite being a famous poet, his identity remains a mystery. So, coming across one of his signatures is odd. You get 1 out of millions of chances. It is typical for authors to sign their books, so you might think that the signatures that we are talking about came from his works. But no, there are 6 genuine Shakespeare signatures found, and they are all from his legal documents. To know that each of his signatures is valued at $3 million is really not a shocker. Number 10. Treskilling Yellow Stamp. Do you believe in happy accidents? If not, let me change your mind. In Sweden, they call their currency skilling. Basically, the Treskilling we are talking about is a 3 skilling. Usually, they are printed on green stamps, and the ones in yellow are the 8 skillings. This error in printing led to a record of being the world's most valuable stamp, having a selling price of $2,875,000 in 1996 at an auction. Number 11. Romane Conti 1945. Let's talk about the most expensive wine ever sold. For a price of $558,000, a bottle of Romane Conti 1945 was sold at the Sotheby's sale in New York in 2018 by a private collector. This bottle of this exquisite wine is also known as a unicorn vintage, and there are only 600 bottles produced in the vineyard of Domaine de la Romane Conti, which pretty much sums up why it is worth that much. Number 12. Double Fantasy Album. Everyone has heard of the tragedy of John Lennon, one of the members of the Beatles, which happened 42 years ago. The story was that Lennon, together with his wife Yoko Ono, were on their way home in 1980 when he came across Mark David Chapman, a borderline psychotic from Hawaii. Chapman asked Lennon to sign his Double Fantasy album, and while he was signing it, Chapman shot him 4 times, which ended Lennon's life. To pay tribute to his death, his wife and his bandmates decided to sell that signed album that belonged to Chapman in an auction in New York. The album was sold for $450,000. Number 13. Blue and White Dragon Vase. You might want to check your attic for some items that are worth millions. This vase went at an auction in France and got an estimated value of only 2,000 euros. But after the bidders found out that the vase is way more valuable than they thought, the bidding war escalated so quickly. This ordinary vase is an 18th century artifact and was sold for a staggering 7.7 million euros, equivalent to $7,650,000 US. Number 14. Sorraia Horse. This magnificent horse is proven to be one of the most ancient breeds of horses there are. The gorgeous Sorraias are known for their carriage driving skills and their versatility. Their unique features include a convex profile and dun coloring, which are prominent indicators of being a primitive breed. Since they are an ancient breed, human intervention is needed to help keep their population growing. These horses are native to the Iberian Peninsula in the Sorraia River Basin in Portugal. That makes them a valuable breed of horse and has a value of $10,000. Number 15. Patek Philippe Pocket Watch. For a price of $24 million, this pocket watch was auctioned in 2014 in Geneva, Switzerland at a Sotheby's event. This auction event broke the record for having the most expensive timepiece ever sold. This is a super complication Patek Philippe bought by proxy for an anonymous entity. And that's it, another video about the world's luxurious things. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. Thank you for watching and see ya in our next video. Ciao!